I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And that's in the past. I have surely seen the operation of my people who are in Egypt. I have heard their cries because of their taskmakers, for I know their sorrow. Present. So I have come down to deliver them out of the land of the Egyptian, and to bring them up from that land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. And that's in the future. When God appeared to Moses in the wilderness, which is the roots of the Passover, he already was aware that this will be fulfilled in Jesus, which was proclaimed in his Eve, culminating with the Passover meal and his death and resurrection. Our God is the God of the past, the present, and the future. And it's important to remember these words in the days that we're living today, as God is always in control. So we're going to follow Jesus with his disciple in his last eve in Jerusalem, having in mind that it was the feast of liberation from the original sin through Jesus' blood. So here is the outline of our journey: Mount of Olive, Kidron Valley, Ghenna Valley, and Mount Zion. Probably Jesus used this route to reach the upper room in his last eve in Jerusalem. So for Jesus and his disciple to reach the Essenes neighborhood or the upper room, there was two options. The first one is to go through the old city. The second one is to go through the Ghenna Valley. And since Jesus was trying to avoid crowds, he was trying to be far from the high priest and his relative, probably Jesus used the Ghenna Valley, goes all the way up to Mount Zion. So Ghenna Valley, or Valley of Hell, this is the place where Canaanites used to sacrifice their children. So we're going to enter the Jerusalem University College Institute of the Holy Land Studies. Please join us. So we are entering the Protestant cemetery in Mount Zion, where a lot of important figures were buried over here, such as Spafford. He is well known for penning the Christian hymn, "It's Well With My Soul." So the reason why we enter the cemetery is the excavations over here. A couple years ago, they found over here in ruins date back to the 1st century. They found the Essenes gate and the Herodian wall, which it's mean if Jesus came from the Ghenna Valley, he entered through this gate to the Essenes neighborhood to reach the upper room with his disciples. So from the Essenes gate to the upper part of the mountain, Jesus go through these steps, carved on the bedrock, date back to the 1st century, 2nd Temple period. So the church over here is called Little Church of God. It's on Mount Zion. It's a 4th century church carved in a mikveh, in a basin for the ritual bath. Probably this is one of the places where Jesus entered with his disciple for the ritual bath. Following the book of John chapter 13 verse 9 and 10, when Peter asked Jesus to wash his head and face, and Jesus told him those who had been bathed need only to wash their feet. That means they already entered in this place, washing their bodies, having their ritual bath, and continue all the way to the upper room. If you look around me, It was carved in a mikveh where today it's closed. No one is allowed to come over here. We had a special permission to be over here and to have this movie. Above me is the Last Supper room, the place where Jesus washed the feet of his disciple, the place where Jesus had the Last Supper with his disciple, the place where the Pentecost happened. But behind me over here, this is King David's tomb. In 1951, Dr. Pinkerflett had work over here, and he interpreted that this structure has served as a Judeo-Christian synagogue, and the stones was brought over here from the destructed temple.